25-year-old Gavin Kliger, who just months ago was a shitposter boosting tweets from white supremacist Nick Fuentes and accused human trafficker Andrew Tate, is about to be granted access to your sensitive information at the Internal Revenue Service. The Washington Post first reported that a memorandum of understanding was drafted that would give Kliger, who joined Elon Musk's so-called DOGE team, access to IRS systems, including the highly secure Integrated Data Retrieval System, which contains individual taxpayer records and stuff like social security numbers, bank account information, and home addresses. Even the few IRS employees who can access this database have to abide by strict restrictions on what they can look at, with violations punishable under the law. Reports indicate Kliger, who is basically a political appointee, would be given unfettered access to the system as long as he maintains confidentiality and destroys the records when he's finished doing whatever he's going to do with them. The Trump White House confirmed that DOGE operations would target the IRS to look for fraud, which is a word that's been used by the administration to describe anything or anyone it simply doesn't like. The former high-ranking official at the Treasury Department under Biden's presidency remarked on just how unprecedented this all is. Lily Batchelder posted on Twitter, quote, "This is deeply concerning. I'm unaware of any instance of political appointees at Treasury or IRS having access to this database. I didn't, and the political appointees on my team did not. Providing a political appointee with access to these files opens the door to a violation of Section 7217, which prohibits the president, vice president, and executive office personnel staff from directly or indirectly interfering with taxpayer audits and investigations. It also opens the door to DOGE affiliates unlawfully adjusting Americans' tax liabilities or refunds." Basically, the reason why you don't give political appointees access to this sort of information is because you can't trust them to not use it for political purposes, like to target their opponents, something Elon Musk has already signaled he wants to do. The DOGE team also wants to pry into Social Security databases. Over the weekend, the top official at the Social Security Administration was forced to resign after she refused to give Musk's boys access to the system, which contains the private information of millions of people who receive Social Security payments. Musk has made completely baseless and totally absurd claims that tens of millions of deceased people are receiving Social Security payments. It was a claim repeated this week by White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, who is garnering a reputation of being a lying dumbass. Here she was on Fox News.
President Trump has directed Elon Musk and the DOGE team to identify fraud at the Social Security Administration. They haven't dug into the books yet, but they suspect that there are tens of millions of deceased people who are receiving fraudulent Social Security payments.
Okay, it appears that this claim that everyone is repeating comes from Musk's inability to read or understand Social Security tables, which do include the names of millions of people who are deceased. But this isn't something Musk just discovered. It's well known. In fact, an audit of the databases conducted in 2023 by the Social Security Administration's Inspector General found over 6 million dead people in there. But here's the key part. These dead people aren't receiving any benefits. There are controls to prevent that, something Musk either isn't aware of or won't let get in the way of the narrative he wants to spread about mass fraud in the program, which can later be used to gut Social Security. As Musk and his DOGE team dig deeper into sensitive government records and enter murkier legal territory, especially given that Musk is now up to his ears in federal ethics law violations, the White House is now claiming in court that actually Elon Musk has nothing to do with DOGE. In a filing this week with a court in Washington, D.C., White House official Joshua Fisher claimed, quote, "Mr. Musk is an employee in the White House. He is not an employee of the US DOGE service. Mr. Musk is not the US DOGE service administrator. Well, that would be news to everyone who's been paying attention to this for weeks and heard President Trump repeatedly praise Musk for the job he's doing at DOGE, and heard Musk repeatedly praise himself for the work DOGE is doing. The administration's absurd claim about Musk came in response to lawsuits trying to prevent DOGE teams from accessing federal data and from mass firing workers, citing, among other things, Musk's numerous conflicts of interest. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our new videos. Also, if you want to see Means Morning News in its complete form, not just the clips we post here, head on over to Means TV and get access to all our new episodes and our entire backlog, plus tons of other great movies and original TV shows.